Good evening, folks. Mark Wilson here at the Fan Cave. It is May 15th, 2017, 11:30 p.m. I'm here at the Fan Cave. This here is absolutely one of my favorite childhood fans. This particular fan, not just the make and model, but this is a 1979 Banvil Envirofan heavy-duty gold line. It's kind of a funny story. I took a different route home than I normally take today. I was working in a different store, so than I normally am, different cafe. So driving back this morning, and I normally, whenever I get the chance to drive by the store this was in, I'll of course glance through the window to see as I'm driving to see if the Envirofan was spinning. Now, drove by this morning, got a bit of a scare. Okay, it had been replaced with some 5-blade monstrosity. So I'm driving along, and I normally just glance my peripheral vision, and see the fan spinning, and it's a little extra reassurance, know it's still there. Today I'm driving along, and I just whoa, and it was like 6 in the morning. I was coming back from work, so they didn't open until 8. So I waited until they opened, gave him a call. The guy that I'm not sure if it was the owner or the manager, whoever was out in the delivery. So they took my contact info, got back to me, and said, "Yeah, why don't you come on in, see if we can find it." And sure enough, I got back, and there were 2 of these fans that they'd replaced, and unfortunately, I'll never forgive myself for this, but for not contacting them earlier. But one fan became dumpster food, but this fan they had kept. I'm not sure, maybe it wouldn't fit in the dumpster or what, but one had been thrown out, and they had been replaced with some new 5-blade things in the showroom. The showroom's kind of set up funny, because you can see one from the street, and the other one's sort of hidden behind some displays. So I believe this was the one that was further back, because there's no tag, and the other one I know had the Banvil tag on the lower canopy. So major childhood fans. I remember 30 years ago walking by this particular business, and going in and seeing this gold line, seeing the gold line right by the window, absolutely loving that fan. And I know last week, I want to say probably about 5 or 6 days ago, I drove by, and the fan was there. It was spinning, because these were spinning 24/7. Now, they kept these fans immaculate. Never once in my life did I go by and see the stripe of, dust on the blades. They must have cleaned these things at least on a monthly basis, if not a weekly basis. And it was my first time actually going inside of this place, and I'd say the people were so nice. The lady I spoke to this morning, very polite, very professional. And then the two fellows that I spoke to today, I'm not sure if they were the owners or managers or a combination thereof, but just just great folks. And I said, I even told them, I said, if you still have this fan, I will, I pretty much just said I'll pay anything for it. Just let me, I really want it for sentimental reasons. And I spent about 5 minutes looking for it, came back out holding the fan, and they weren't sure if they had kept it or not, but I said, geez, I pulled my wallet, I said, what can I give you for it? And he said, just take it. So I was ecstatic, and so anyway, it's the second of the actual childhood fans that I remember from my childhood that I have my hands on now. The other being this NF Industrial right there in the gas station. Another story for another video I've spoken of before. But without further ado, let's take this thing for a test spin. Have it hitched up to a solid state control. Start off on low. 6 miles per hour. Go up to high. .7 miles per hour, and the spin down. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you folks for taking the time to watch this video. Please do click like if you would, and subscribe to my page called The Fan Cave, and feel free to check out my Facebook page of the same name. I'm always open to friend requests, so shoot me a friend request if you'd like. My name's Mark Wilson, and I'm sure I've seen a number of you at Fanimation already, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and yeah. Now, before I say my final goodbyes, I would like to just also point out, because of my laziness and complacency, I had never bothered going in there and inquiring about the fans. Now, something I don't talk about very often, I have severe social anxiety disorder. I have difficulty. Sometimes I pull into a parking lot, you go food shopping, and I can't even get out of my car. So that was a contributing factor. I have a lot of trouble just going into businesses like that and, walking in, but it's an overwhelming force telling me, don't do this, just, go home and go to bed. Now, there's another overwhelming force that says, save the vintage fans, and the two are kind of like the yin and the yang. They kind of balance each other out. So, I was able to, over the last 5 or 6 years, I've been a lot more instrumental in getting, being able to go into places. I've just sort of put it in the, put any apprehensions in the back burner, and it's one of those things where, social anxiety kind of manifests itself in different ways. In my case, it comes to the forefront about 80% of the time. The other 20% of the time, I'm fine. I can, so I try to work with that, and when I'm feeling up to it, I'll go into places and inquire about fans. But this was, had I been a little more proactive, I would have been able to salvage both the fans, because I would have given my contact info years ago. And I strongly recommend anybody in that position, if there's a place that has cool old fans, just go with it, man. Just go, talk to them. Most people are really receptive. So if you tell them you're interested in vintage ceiling fans, you like the fan, it's probably going to catch them off guard. They might take, if say an auto body shop or something like that, they're used to people all day long asking them for the last, however long they've worked there. Okay, how much is it? Is it to, repair a dent or to paint my car or whatever? And then all of a sudden somebody walks in and says, "Hi, I'm interested in your ceiling fans." It kind of, okay, what? And really catches them off guard, and they're, most people are fascinated when you tell them you collect ceiling fans. They've never even heard of such a thing. So, like these folks today, I was able to tell them a little bit about fan collecting, and, some of the other, so there are really other collectors out there, and they were really cool about it. If you go into a business and they're really busy and they just kind of brush you aside, don't fight it. Just say, all right, thanks for your time. Don't bother them and pester them, because it's just going to piss them off and make them more likely to just discard your fans. So you might want to write them a subsequent letter or an email or something saying, hey, sorry to bother you today, but yeah, if you ever get rid of your fans, please let me know. Here's my contact info. I'm a baker, so I always have plenty of, pastries and cookies or whatever. So I tend to bring a little box of, like Danishes or something in, or cookies or whatever, and just hand it to them. Walk into a place. When I walk into a place, hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Mark Wilson. I collect vintage ceiling fans. I noticed you got, whatever they are here, and you pass along your contact info, email address, phone number, whatever, and people. The overwhelming majority of people you talk to are really cool about it. There have been some that have looked at me funny and said, yeah, okay, whatever, but for the most part, they're not going to pull out a gun and shoot you, I promise. Well, at least I wish I could promise. In this world, you never know, but for the most part, people are really cool about it. So, yeah, if you have a store, a church, a warehouse, anything you know of in your area with cool old fans, don't make the same mistake I did, okay? This particular stretch of street where this store was, I remember 30 years ago walking down it, and there was an auto body shop with 3 Dayton Lascos. Across the street from that was, a truck repair shop that had, first generation Airmasters, the Mark 1s, the flat bottom. There was, of course, this particular store that had the gold lines. Now, down the street there was a hardware store that had, those plastic Emersons. There was one 52-inch right there, and in sort of the back area, there was a little of a smaller, like 38-inch, whatever it is. And they're both gone. The Airmasters are gone. Dayton Lascos are gone. And sometimes I'll just never forgive myself for not jumping on the horn and getting this done. At least passing along some contact info or anything. It doesn't cost you anything, but like I said, just chop it up in my case to just laziness and the social anxiety that never really I never thought I could do it, and but I'd say just go for it. If there's something like that, even a church or whatever that has cool old fans, just walk in, introduce yourself, give them your contact info, tell them you're really interested in the fans. Offer to replace them, offer to buy them, whatever, but don't make the same mistake I did and put it off, because you might not have the chance to ever get them again. I could have had a couple of Airmasters, 3 Dayton Lascos, and that's just on in the same area, within a quarter of a mile from each other. Not counting all the hundreds of other fans I've seen get discarded over the years. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, keep let's make sure to save these old fans, because they're disappearing by the year. There's thousands of them that get thrown out. So thanks a lot for watching. Good night and good luck.